So we see that sound design has a huge influence over the success of a video. So with that being said, let's take a look at the 3 main pillars of sound design and how they can help you improve your videos. I think I'm gonna say sound design a whole bunch more in this video, so let's get ready. The easiest way by far to improve a video is not just to add music, but to also add it to the beat of the music. See what I mean by that by watching the next clip and notice the beat and how the video was cut to the beat. One point I want to make though is that you shouldn't edit to every single... One point, if you want to know what's so funny, then you should watch the end of the video and just see what the bloopers are. One point I want to add though is that you should make a cut of every single beat of the music, since this creates predictability, and you don't really want this because then your audience kind of knows what's coming, and this is just not really something that you want. But editing your video to the flow of the music is always a good idea, and one of the easiest ways to make your videos more professional looking, more higher quality. And also keep in mind that of course the genre of music you're going with also has a big impact on the mood of a video. And the second pillar is atmosphere. While music has a big impact on the mood of a film, how the film will make you feel, it doesn't really create a rich and deep atmosphere usually. So what I mean by rich and deep atmosphere is just by adding sound effects like birds, wind, water, voices even, just anything that you would expect in the scene that you're filming right now. You don't have to be restricted to the sounds that you recorded while you were at the scene. So for example, if you were at a waterfall, then you can also just Google water sound effects on the internet. There are so many cool websites where you can get sounds for free. 2 examples would be Footage Crate and freesound.org. So if you feel like your video is just missing something and you don't know what it is, it might be atmospheric sound effects. But be careful though that you don't overdo it, because your audience will know if it's just too much, it just sounds too fake. Especially with bird sounds, make sure it's only subtle. It shouldn't be too prevalent in the video. Be careful that you don't overdo it, but if you do, just make it subtle and it will make your videos 10 times better, I promise you that. And lastly, pillar number 3, which is transitions. Probably one of the main reasons why Sam's videos are so good is because of his seamless, delicious transitions. And part of the reason why his transitions are just so seamless is because he also uses transitional sound effects. I don't know if that's a word, it just sounds cool. So let's just call it transitional sound effects. The most commonly used ones are whooshes or breaths, but there are really no strict rules to which kind of sounds you can use as long as it feels and looks right. Not only will it make your transitions a lot smoother and a lot more seamless, going back to the atmospheric sound effects, it will also give your video a more richer feel if you implement these transitional sound effects. I strive to be someday as good at filmmaking as Sam is right now, and I upload twice a week. That's 4, but I upload twice a week. So if you found this video to be helpful or entertaining, I make cinematics, I'm gonna make short films in the future, tutorials, vlogs, whatever crazy stuff comes up to my mind. So if this sounds interesting to you, consider hitting that subscribe button. And with that being said, stay extraordinary, and I'll see you on Sunday? Thursday? I'm not sure when this video is gonna come up. I'm just gonna see you soon, guys. Bye bye. Yes! Woohoo! Booyah! Hello there. Hey there. Hey, what is going on? I hope you have an awesome day. Hello, what is going on? The easiest way by far to improve a video. One point I want to make though is Damn it. One point I want to add to is that you shouldn't cut to every single beat of the music, okay?